From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Weeks of dry, hot weather have worsened the current drought in the Deep South. More than 11 million people have been affected, and crops across the region are threatened. The latest report from the U.S. Drought Monitor showed arid conditions worsening across a 5-state area from Louisiana to South Carolina. Conditions are especially bad in Alabama and Georgia, where temperatures stretch well into the high 90s. Alabama has issued a statewide fire alert due to the dry weather, and despite the falling lake levels, no mandatory water restrictions are in place.
To donate to a local women's shelter in Cincinnati. They also collected Venmo and cash donations and made over $200 to send to the organization Days for Girls, which sends hygiene products to women in developing countries and refugee camps. Thank you to everyone who came out and donated. Donations will still be accepted through today, the 27th, until 3 p.m.
In Mason, Ohio, 6 people were hospitalized after a carbon monoxide leak at the Warren County meatpacking plant. Those hospitalized suffered from symptoms typically associated with CO poisoning, specifically nausea and vomiting. The building was evacuated, and the victims are expected to survive. This occurred only one day after firefighters were called to the same location for a similar incident where one person was hospitalized. Since the incident on Thursday, the business has been closed, and OSHA is investigating the incident.
Concerns have been growing on campus about various safety issues.
Marilyn Schneider is here with a story on one issue in particular.
I'm Riley Whalen. I'm a sophomore biology major with chemistry and psychology minors. I was crossing Dana to go back to my apartment because I live in the village, and all of the 3 lanes were stopped, and then the 4th one was empty, so I was crossing. And then as soon as I was about to get on the sidewalk, I got hit by a car.
My name is Jeff Coleman. I'm Vice President of Risk Management, and I've been here for 7 years. I know that there has been a lot of things done. The first significant one was Cincinnati straightened Dana Avenue. There was a bigger curve there at one point, believe it or not. The next thing was the added signage in the area. So you've got the overhead signs that are flashing, you've got the signs right by the crosswalk, and now you've got signs, about 50 yards or so before you get to the crosswalk. More recently, they've done some enhanced striping of the crosswalk, and there's some other things that are in the works right now for Dana Crosswalk.
I don't think the safety measures are enough because they're not effective all of the time. Sometimes people don't look, they just start walking, and it's really hard to stop if you're in a car already going, but there are also drivers on their phones and not looking at the flashing lights, so I think there could be more done.
The main way that XUPD looks into safety concerns, we have the University Safety Committee, and that is comprised of XUPD, various departments across campus, Norwood Police, Cincinnati Police, Norwood Fire, Cincinnati Fire, and it also has student representatives on the committee. So they will raise issues from time to time during the committee meetings, and the safety committee keeps a prioritized list of projects that they'd like to address. I can tell you right now the Dana Crosswalk is at the top of the list.
This past Tuesday, a farmer's market was held on the Xavier Yard outside the Hoff Dining Commons. It included local vendors selling everything from cookies to locally produced honey to discounted items from the All-for-One shop. Some Xavier art students also participated by selling some of their artwork. It was a great turnout, thanks to everyone who stopped by.
All right, that's all from the news desk, people.
We'll be right back with Lucas Robbins and the Xavier Sports Report.
I'm Lucas Robbins, and this is the Xavier Sports Report. Let's get right into this with the Xavier volleyball team, who on Wednesday emerged victorious after a brutal back-and-forth match versus the DePaul Blue Demons. Xavier started off hot early, winning their first set in a tight 25-23 score, but then lost the next couple of sets 22-25 and 20-25. With their backs against the wall, Xavier kept fighting, winning a narrow 25-23 set to force a fifth and final set. The final set was an absolute nail-biter, as the Musketeers initially had an incredible 8-3 lead, but the Blue Demons fought back and overcame 4 match points to tie the game at 14-14. The Musketeers finally exercised the Blue Demons with their 5th match point, ending the final set with a 16-14 score. After such a long battle of a match, the volleyball team deserves some time to catch their breath, as they will get it, as their next match won't be until October 2nd versus Marquette at the Cintas Center. This week, for the Robbins Rewards Watch, I'm highlighting not just one, but 2 athletes from Xavier currently competing for the same award. From the men's soccer team, Samson Sergi, and from the women's soccer team, Samantha Dewey, are both competing for the 2019 Senior Class Awards for their respective genders in soccer. Both are among 30 candidates competing for this award, and the requirements are for being an NCAA senior student athlete and having noteworthy success in 4 categories: academics, community, character, and competition. The ballot will be narrowed down to 10 finalists, but Xavier is one of 3 schools this year who has a nominee in both men's and women's soccer, along with Bowling Green and Memphis. As far as the on-the-field accomplishments go, Samson Sergi is 18th in the NCAA in total goals and leads the Big East with 5, while Samantha Dewey has 21 goals in her first 10 matches of the season and is also leading the Big East. As amazing as it is to watch them perform spectacularly on the pitch, it's also wonderful to hear that they're making a similar positive impact off of it. Congratulations to both of you. Keep up the incredible work. And that's it for another episode of the Xavier Sports Report. Have a great fall break, everyone. And as always, let's go X.